Hello everybody, my name is Peter, and today we'll be playing a actual campaign of Neon Streets. I'm accompanied with my two friends here, Brandon and Thaddeus. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi, I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
So, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce your characters real quick, and we'll kind of catch up on the story that happened so far.
Would you like to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Alright, I am Nampeo. I'm a Native American woman, about 26 years old. We had to roll a bunch of positive and negative quirks, so I guess I'll talk about those, because those are pretty interesting. So, one of my positive quirks is I know an engineer. That is in the form of a woman named Emily, who I live in her garage. I work out, so I guess I'm pretty physically fit, which is pretty awesome. I am a researcher, so I'm good at doing research on the internet, and I'm kind of an arson. I like explosives. So some of my negative quirks are I'm kind of not very street smart, but I have a very good stat in it, so it kind of balances out. This is really funny. So I'm a feminist. And I rolled also a fear of monkeys, and Pete told me I could do that in like any sort of fashion. And so I view men as like pigs or animals or stuff because, you know, I'm a feminist as my character. Sure, why not? And I'm like, that's how I kind of want to take that, you know. If you follow evolution, you know, came from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Men are boorish. And so the last negative trait is I'm an insomniac. So if I want to heal on my rests, it takes twice as long.
Mm-hmm.
So unless I have like some sort of drug that allows me to do that. And by the way, I should probably mention this is like a steampunk world, right? Cyberpunk world, right? Okay. Yeah. And so there's a lot of enhancements. So I'm missing my left arm, and that's replaced with like a cybernetic like prosthetic. Mm-hmm. And it has the ability to like grapple onto things. I can use it as like a pseudo grappling hook, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. If I remember right, didn't you say you kind of came from outside the city? You're like almost sort of a nomad type character as well. Yeah.
But I've always been like pretty poor, and I'm stuck in the slums. My character also doesn't like to fight. That was a big thing. If I can solve things through like talking, then I would so much rather solve things through talking than fighting. So my only weapon that I carry is a smoke grenade. And so I use that either as a bluff tactic, where like I fake it as a real grenade and be like, I'll blow us all up, like don't test me.
Okay.
Or I can, in my last resort, throw it down, cause a distraction, and run away.
Yeah, totally.
So I have really good agility and really high charisma. I'm hoping to play to those kind of strengths.
That's awesome. Thaddeus, do you want to go ahead and go?
My character's name is Mornir. I'm 100,000 years old. I like lighting people on fire with my cigarettes, and my positive quirks is I have a bank vault that I keep money in. I'm a good keeper. I know a CEO, and I'm a music nut.
What's your favorite music? Your character's favorite music? Like a genre, it doesn't have to be anything specific.
Reggae.
Reggae? Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
So basically what that means is you get a bonus, you get a, what's it called? You get to roll twice and take whatever the highest number is when you're listening to reggae.
Okay. And then my negative...
You should get like a tape recorder.
My negative quirks are I'm a lightweight addict, so if I drink a lot of beer, I get drunk pretty easily.
Yeah.
Or if I do drugs, I get high pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I'm a gamble addict, so if I would go to get...
That's right, I forgot, like, you're addicted to everything.
You
live for 100,000 years, you don't know.
Gamble,
you have some habits, right?
I'll be addicted to that, like, for, like, a while before I get knocked out by someone. I'm a loudmouth, so I talk a pretty big game, and I have an addictive personality.
Nice. So you get addicted to a lot of stuff generally.
My character has a really good agility, but I don't have a really good charisma.
So you talk a lot, but no one believes you or trusts you. Basically, is what I'm hearing. Nice.
Kind of what it sounds like. But he's also got a little bit of strength too to kind of back up some of that agility.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So with that in mind, we kind of did a session 0 beforehand to get a feel for how the game works. I already made it, but none of these guys have played it before, so we were having a fun time playing with that. And basically, kind of what we've come down to is Numpayo here has she basically discovered this metal blade inside like a pile of trash, and she pulled it out thinking, oh, this might be worth something, but didn't look like it had enough of the right parts. So she went back to her roommate and basically talked to her about it. And she gave her a contact to maybe go talk to the owner of the fight club Bloody Knuckles named Jax. And he offered to buy it off of her if she could find the rest of the parts and fix it up, as well as do some augment work for him. And let's see, what else? So you guys got to go home and party. I think you had a glass of wine or something.
Yep.
And celebrated that.
I think I went home drunk.
You possibly did. So he was, during that meeting, Mjolnir was in the air ducts above the secret meeting room that they were talking and listening in. But after a while, he put too much weight on one of the vents and it caused like a sound. And Jax fired a round into the air vent thinking that there were mice or something. And he totally nailed him in the shoulder. But afterwards, he came back down to talk to Jax about the same thing. And if I remember right, he basically got a slightly different offer. Whereas...
Better offer.
Yeah. I think it was better, actually. I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So, the night is over. The new day is dawned. It is currently Sunday morning. Mjolnir, where do you typically sleep? You don't really have a home. I'm just curious.
I live in a box.
You live in a box.
you live in a box. Okay.
Alright, fair enough. A lot of people do.
Where's the box at? Where's your home? Where's your home box?
So the warehouse and like garages that Numpayo lives in are the warehouse district, so they're kind of in between the industry district here and all the others around it. So
I live in a box near the mothership.
you live in a box in the other side of the city. How do you get from place to place? It takes like an hour to drive.
I have a strong agility.
It's fair enough.
He runs.
He just runs. He's fast.
He's a fast man.
Yeah. So, with that...
Well, I mean, if he lives in a box, I think his home's pretty portable. I think
yeah.
that might be his home turf, but...
It's a mobile home.
Yeah.
It takes it wherever it wants. Did you make sure you write down home box in your inventory?
Yeah.
You can carry it around with you.
Where's that at?
Inventory is down there. Equipment.
Oh yeah, and we were all almost flat broke when we started, so it was really nice to make a little bit of money in the upfront.
That's true. Yeah. You
So-
have to make some upfront money.
So now I actually have like resources to live. You know.
This is true. So yeah, Sunday morning. I don't know. Does your garage probably have any windows? Maybe like a couple big picture windows.
Probably. I would assume there's. So if I had to picture the garage, it's probably like 2 stories but pretty open. So
Yeah.
you can get cars in and like larger vehicles in. There's probably one large central garage door at the very front of it, and then like 2 spaces to fit like cars in that front area, and then we live in the back of it. And then up at the top on like the second story area, there's probably like maybe 1 to 2 foot like openings, like windows, and there's maybe like a couple of them as they span across to let some natural light in.
Yeah.
to the building.
For sure. So, I don't know, do you normally wake up to an alarm, or you just sort of get up when the sun goes?
Yeah, I mean, might as well get up when the sun comes up.
Okay. I'd say you probably slept in a little bit longer than you normally would.
Yeah, because we had a late night last night.
Well, that and the sun is kind of like dim. It's really cloudy and rainy out. In fact, Milner, you probably got soaked because it is currently storming right now. So you're probably
I had a
little...
poncho with my poncho on.
There you go. You have your poncho, but your box is probably soaked.
Yeah, I'll probably have to find one on the.
To buy a
on
new
the
box.
Buy a new box.
If I had to find one, I'll probably have to go to a restaurant and ask for a new box.
Yeah, you can do that.
Or go dumpster diving for one.
It might be cheaper.
Like, look,
Fair
a
enough.
box here.
All right. So, a new day has dawned. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to start looking for that new part, or
Out in the rain.
actually, this is something you could potentially know too. If you want to make a street smarts check,
Sure.
I can give you some, at least a decent lead that you might know. This is a pretty close play.
18?
18?
18.
Yeah. So you actually know of a like an augment shop and dealer that's literally right across the street, basically. The shop is called Bots and You. Basically, it's an augment shop, but they also build robots and other things. So that might be a good first
Okay.
stop.
Cool. Yeah, I'll don some sort of coat that I'm sure we have lying around and head on my way because it's downpouring. I'm sure she'll open up the shop at some point today, and if people come in, they come in. If they don't, it's not like she has to work outside.
Yeah.
Just open the garage every once in a while. So, yeah, I'll head on down to the shop.
All right. So you head on down there. It's actually not a very big shop by any means. It's kind of more like, if you've ever been to like a really big city and like specifically like the downtown area, you know how there's like shops that are like literally just maybe
Like boxes almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's kind of like that. It's super tiny. Like you literally walk inside, there's like junk littered all over the shelves and everything, and then there's like a single like counter right kind of in the middle. Very super bare bones. And back there behind the counter you see kind of like a really lengthy, skinny looking guy with like really long blonde hair. It looks like he probably hasn't showered in a long time and probably hasn't slept in a while either. You like step in, you hear the boom boom of like the door, and the guy looks up and goes, "Oh, how are you? Need help with anything?"
Yes, actually. I would, I need some extra parts. I'm gonna start walking up towards the counter where he's at.
Okay.
And I will say, yeah, I'm looking to do some augmentations. I got some work. I need some parts for connecting, what would I say? I need some parts for connecting, like a blade for, maybe like a butcher bot. Some parts to connect the bottom of the handle of the blade to the rest of the bot.
Yeah. Kind of like strokes his like goatee real quick and goes, "Okay, do you happen to have the part with you?"
The blade itself? No, but I'm gonna do a tech check to see if I can, by memory, because I looked at the blade and I examined it before, if I remember exactly what kind of parts I need, because I don't know what I need.
Oh yeah.
So-
He's just basically asking to see like what the part is to look like, what would attach with it, sort of thing. So if you can describe it well enough to him.
How would I say this? Because the attachment would probably be, I need some sort of joint mechanism, such that when I connect it on, the blade is rigid and stiff, but it allows for still full mobility of a joint on an arm.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll tech.
That's a 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
He kind of like sits there for a bit and is like, "Okay, think I know what you're talking about, but I don't have any parts like that on hand, unfortunately. But, you know, have you ever been up to Little Kyoto?
Little Kyoto. No, I don't think I've ever made my way up that far.
He goes, okay. Well, how do you do in kind of questionable areas, like of the city?
I am not a fighter, but I am confident in my ability to run away and bluff my way out of a situation.
Okay, alright. Tell you what, if you go to Little Kyoto, there's a little stretch of road right in there. The street is called Pinko no Eye. Just head on in there and ask one of the working ladies or gentlemen there for a man named Pink Eyes.
Pink eyes, got it.
He might be able to help you out there, but
And what was the shop called again?
well, he doesn't really work out of a traditional shop. He just kind of works on the street. Like, that's his entire territory, you know?
Oh, okay.
So, Pinko no Eye.
Okay.
If you want to know what that is, or if you feel like you might have an idea, I'll let you roll a street smarts for it. But if you don't feel like you would probably know,
What?
like anything about that area.
I probably don't. I probably don't stray too far from, like, my turf and
That's
a little
fair.
bit outside of it. Like, I've probably visited the neighboring districts, and then maybe some out of it to the west, but
Okay.
probably not a lot north and up like that.
Yeah. He just says, if you do go out there, make sure you keep any augments you might have kind of hidden. I don't know if you have any on you right now, but just make sure they stay hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that'll be it. Thank you. I appreciate your help.
No problem. If you ever need more parts or help with anything, just ask for Virgil.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright.
I'm gonna head back home because today is not the day to be traveling across the city.
That's fair.
Um,
Alright. Thaddeus, so you said you might want to look for a new box since yours is soaked.
I need an upgrade.
Need an upgrade. Alright. So, what kind of box do you have right now? Just like kind of a cheap, like...
It's a cheap cardboard box.
The cheap cardboard box. What kind of box do you think you want to upgrade to? Like maybe like one of those heavy, like triple corrugated, like milk jug boxes, or do you want like something a little more durable, like plastic or metal?
Metal.
you're looking for something like a drywall box. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, a drywall box. You can
Drywall
just build
doesn't-
yourself a box.
Drywall doesn't do good in water.
Drywall surrounded by wood and other materials, followed by other materials.
Just
Metal
build a
sounds-
house.
Build a house. Yeah.
Metal sounds fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's not a whole lot of places just outside where metal boxes like that are just discarded. They're kind of a little bit more valuable, so the best thing that you could do is potentially loot crates from buyers, or you could check like some back rooms of like different stores and stuff. You mentioned a restaurant. You could definitely see if they have anything like that somewhere, but they probably wouldn't be outside. They'd probably be in like the kitchen or back room area. Or you can try to look to see if you can find out where some parts might be.
Probably loot somewhere.
Okay. So where are you at currently? Are you kind of in Southvale? Or are you, like you said, by the mothership?
By the mothership.
So there's several districts nearby. West Bullwood, East Prem, maybe East Bullwood would be a pretty decent one. Let's see here. A McDonald's, basically. It's called Quick Donald's. Except for real food, they just serve nutrient paste, which is kind of molded into chicken nuggets and burgers.
Nice.
Nutrient
paste.
You could go to a Quickie Dickies, which is like just a general store type thing. You could go to the Red Cherry. It's like it's more of a club, but they have bars stuff there that you might check out. Or you could go to the Rusty Spatula. It's like a bar and grill type thing. Or you could go to the Dreamscape, which is another club. Or you could go to Valhalla. That's another bar.
Go to Valhalla.
Valhalla. Okay. So,
a metal name for a bar.
What?
I said that's such a metal name for a bar. The Path of the Warrior for the Viking.
Oh, yeah. Valhalla is actually a pretty open bar. It's got like a really large open doorway. It's just constantly open. There's like maybe those like mall gates that they can like open and close for like overnight, but for the most part it's always open. You walk in, you notice there's a lot of purple and pink lighting. It's kind of all over the place, and you see in the like behind the counter is I think she's a black-haired lady. She's currently has like smoking a cigarette behind the bar, and you see like a bunch of people just sort of in front of the counter, just kind of like just talking, and she's just like, yep, and then she like might move to do some drinks and stuff, and you hear in the back some like shouting and cursing in whatever, I think is Norwegian, probably. I don't know what Vikings speak language-wise. I think it's probably Norwegian. And you see a bunch of dogs just like run out from the back room out into like the bar and then out. And you see this white-haired lady like rushing out with a broom. She has like a robotic chrome left arm, and she's just like, "Get out, stupid dogs!" And then she's just like throws the broom on the ground and walks back to the back room. So yeah, you're in Valhalla right now. What would you like to do here?
I would go to get a drink from the bar.
Okay.
And then I'll give the lady that was smoking a cigarette, I'll give her another cigarette, and then she'll hook me up and get me a different box.
Okay. So you walk up to the bar. The lady just kind of asks, "All right, what do you want? Can I get you?" Like what drink?
Tequila shot.
Tequila shot on the rocks? Or neat?
That's fine.
Alright. She takes a few seconds to pour your drink and she slides it on the counter. That's 5 credits.
I can't afford.
You can't afford it?
I can't afford it.
You can't afford it, alright. So she just kind of like stands there and like just blows another quick puff and is just standing there waiting for any money. Are you gonna say or do anything?
I'm gonna say, I'll tell you what, instead of giving you money, I'll give you a cigarette.
Okay. Roll charisma. This is probably gonna be a hard check.
Which one?
So you'll need to beat a 20.
D20.
D20.
That one.
Yeah.
Right there. This one.
So roll that, and then you add your charisma to that. So
15.
plus
Your charisma.
which is a -1.
14.
14. Yeah, she just kind of like stares at you deadpan and just says, "You serious?" You know that cigarettes cost like 15 credits, right? And that I can get a pack of 20 for that. Tell you what, hand me your whole pack and then we'll talk.
Deal.
Okay. So hand over their pack of cigarettes. Make sure you take that off so you don't think you still have them. Yeah. She's like, "Alright, here you go. Drink up." And she kind of like checks to see what brand you have and is like, "Yeah, decent." Puts out. Maybe she like takes the cigarette that you have currently and like kind of like taps it on the edge of your tequila glass and then throws it in like in the trash and then lights up one of yours and pockets it. Yeah, now you have a tequila that kind of tastes like smoke, like cigarette butt. You still think you can ask for a box nicely?
No, I'll leave and go and then sneak in the back room and try to find a box.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll stealth for me. So it's going to be the D20 and then add your stealth skill. It's probably in there, yeah. 8. Do you have stealth?
Stealth.
3. Wait.
It's down there in the
It'll be
bottom
down in
left.
that little box.
Sorry, what?
14. So
14?
8. I had 6 there already.
And I think your poncho also gives you some extra stealth.
Oh, if you have
too.
6 there, leave it as a 6, because that's just your bonus to whatever
Yeah.
you roll there.
So 6. And then what do I do with the 8?
You add them together, and that gives you your score for the check that you're trying to
So
make.
that's all you have to do. You just have to tell me what it is. And
14.
14, okay. Yeah, you managed to sneak past. I mean, there's a lot of people kind of coming in and out, and they all tend to talk her ear off. So you open the door, and you see there's kind of like a long hallway, and for the most part, there's like 2 doors. One of them looks like it's got like a frosted glass window with like the metal bar, not metal bars, but like the wiring that kind of turned into a fence. That clearly leads to the outside. There's just like random boxes of different things just kind of in that hallway. You do see like a few plastic, and you do see 1 metal box.
I'll take that 1 metal box.
You want to see what's in it first?
Sure.
Okay. You
But
have any
not me.
tools to get it open with?
I have a toolbox.
Okay, yeah. You go ahead and crack it open, and you see like a bunch of it's like sugar cubes, basically. Do you want the sugar cubes at all?
Maybe like. Is there something underneath the sugar cubes?
You can check. Are you gonna take all of the sugar cubes out of the metal box?
Hey, maybe I can find something.
Okay. Roll perception.
Another 20?
Yeah.
6. Had 1 there, so 7.
7. It's just a bunch of sugar cubes. There might be like a little piece of paper like at the bottom that says like it's like a tracking number. It just says where they came from and stuff. But you have a metal box. It's probably about the size of, probably goes up to your knees. So it's a decent sized box. But yeah, you have a metal box now. Let's go ahead and jump back over to you. What are you up to?
So I guess for the rest of the day, since I can't really, I can't really go anywhere. It's like downpouring. I don't really want to walk all the way across town in the rain.
You can hire a cab too.
Yeah, but that costs money, Pete.
It's true.
That costs money, and I could just move on my foot. So yeah, I'll probably stick around, and if there's any business that comes in, like mechanic-wise, I'll probably just help her out with it.
Okay.
And I think I'll just spend the rest of the day doing that.
Just
in all
helping
honesty.
her out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it like the rain lets up, I'll head out in that direction. But if it gets too late, I'll just wait until tomorrow.
Yeah. So.
I'm not in any rush. Like.
Okay. Yeah. So assuming you got up at like 8 or 9, you get about 3 jobs coming that come in the past like probably like 3 or 4 o'clock now before the time the rain starts letting up. Are you gonna? You said you're gonna help her with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make hardware for me.
I'm okay at hardware. 21.
21. Okay. Yeah, you definitely get one of them done, and you will get 62 credits for one of those.
Hey, let's go.
And then go ahead and make a hardware check for the other 2 as well.
Okay. 14 and another 21.
Okay. So, let's see here. You will get 100 credits for the 21. And you will get 90 credits for the other one.
62, 100, 90, what?
90. Just
90.
flat 90.
So 190, 152,
Assuming
252.
that you split with her, so.
Yeah, so 252 halved is 126, 776.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And it's like 4 o'clock by the time the rain lets up?
Probably, yeah.
How long would it take me to like make a trek down there to Little Kyoto?
It's about an hour drive, but you're also thinking traffic too, so if you're walking, it'll probably take about an hour, but you don't have to worry about sitting through traffic, so.
What time does the sun set? 8, 9? Is it summer? Is it
It's
winter?
spring.
It's spring?
Yeah.
So the sun will probably set at like 8:30 maybe. If it's 4 now, it'd take me an hour to get there. I could walk around for a little while. Realistically leave at 7, get back home before the sun goes down. Yeah, I'll make a trek over there.
Alright.
I'll start my journey that way, and then you can do whatever he's doing in the time that's elapsed.
Yeah, so you were probably in that bar for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Is there anything you're doing during that time? By the way, you were there probably at like 9 or 10 in the morning. What are you probably doing in the next like 5 or 6 hours? What do you like to do in your downtime?
Listen to reggae.
Okay. So do you go to like one of the bars or clubs next door to listen to reggae? So as I was saying, there's actually a club called Dreamscape that's like just down the road. Basically, when you go there, you have to turn in all your weapons at the door. But they give you an AR headset, and it basically converts the wait staff and the club itself into whatever you want it to look like. So
That's
you
cool.
head in there, and there's like a robot behind like a gated section that just, it's not even like a full robot. It's like, imagine a half, like the top half of a robot that got cut off and just like welded to a box. That's basically what this thing is, and it just says turn in any weapons and disable any augments that could be used for weapons, fire, harm, whatever. It's like sparking. Hand in your weapon. You just kind of walk in and say, no, I don't have any.
I don't have any weapons.
Okay. Do you actually have weapons? Go ahead and roll charisma. Okay. I'll let you either roll charisma to try to convince it, or you can just say, just try to like sneak past it.
Just think past it.
Okay, so then roll stealth for me.
Another 20.
Yep.
2. So I have 8.
So you have a total of... Yikes. Alright, so you're like, yeah, don't worry, I don't have any. You just keep walking, and then you walk through like the gate area where you get handed an AR headset, and immediately metal detectors go off, and like a bunch of bouncers walk up and just kind of like hold their hand up to your chest and say, we told you to leave any weapons behind. Clearly you got something. Cough it up. These are like big dudes too.
And I act like I'm drunk, and I'm like, oh, how did that get there? And,
Okay.
and then give him up.
Okay. So he's like, friggin' drunks, and he just like grabs. He like snatches, like not just gently grabs. He's like just rips them out of your hands, and then they just kind of like push you through. And yeah, you get handed a AR headset. What do you see when you put it on? Beforehand, the entire room is just flat white, just everything clean, except for maybe some like footprints on the ground, but everything's clean white. Even like all the wait staff are wearing just pure white. So when you put it on, what do you see? Like, you said you wanted to listen to reggae. That's what you're gonna hear when you put it on. But what do you see?
Well, I see just blackness.
Just devoid of everything. Just black with reggae playing. What do the wait staff look like?
Wait, what?
The way
So, like,
staff.
the bartenders, they still look humanoid, so like in shape and height for the most part, but they can kind of look like they can be wearing whatever. They could look like robots. They could look like
They're wearing
animals.
a banana suit.
They're all wearing banana suits. Nice. So just a black room with bright yellow banana suits walking around.
That are singing Peanut Butter Jelly Time with reggae.
Alright, cool. Nice. So you just hang here basically for the next 7 or 8 hours?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds like a fun time. I'm slightly scared of what your head thinks of. So basically that's what the AR headset does. It just reads your brain.
Peanut Butter Jelly
And
Time.
this is what you want. You have to live with these consequences now. Okay. Let's jump back over to you. You finally make it to Little Kyoto. When you get to Pinkanoi, there are a lot of bright pink neon lights just everywhere. Like, you can see the pink glow. Like, it's more of like an alleyway than a full street. You couldn't easily park any cars in there, but you could park like a motorcycle or something.
Yeah.
So you can like easily see just a bright glow of pink lights just walking down the street before you turn onto it. And when you do, you see a lot of like different clubs. There's a lot of drug dens. There's a lot of like different sex shops, strip clubs. There's a lot of people just kind of milling about. There's a decent amount of male and female people wearing kind of skimpy clothing.
So I'm in like a red light district.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly what this is. For the most part, all of the working people seem to be wearing some form of like pink clothing, similar to like the hot. It's like hot pink too.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you're walking your way down. You kind of get stopped by a few of the workers. Maybe a mix of male and female. And they're like, "Hey, hot stuff, you looking for a good time?"
No. I think I'll be fine. Like, especially with the women, I'll be like, no, that's so sweet of you, but I no, I'm not really looking for this. With the men, I'm gonna be a lot more aggressive. I'll be like, no, leave me alone.
Okay. Just so you know, these men are like really burly guys. They're fairly feminine looking.
so-
ones, too. They're-
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't you?
There might be a few that are.
Yes. I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
I don't like men at all. I am appalled.
Gay guys just as bad as the normal ones.
Yep, they're all men are all men are bad.
Yeah. Okay. So you were walking around there. Any shops or anything particular? that catch your eye?
I'm looking for parts. I am strictly business here. I
Yeah.
have no desire to have like fun or get drugs or anything like that. I am looking for
So you're like hyper focused on
100%. And while I'm in this area, I am very aware of what's going on around me. I want to be cautious. I'm walking not slow, but just like cautiously enough to where if somebody's approaching me, I'm like aware of it. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of looking around at everything as if I was a tourist, but I'm doing that as a way to
That's
keep
fair.
keep an awareness of my surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty small space. It's probably no bigger than probably like a normal sized hallway of a house, maybe 2 of those, a little bit wider.
Sure.
So it's like not very big, and there's a lot of people there. So that's probably smart. Go ahead and roll perception.
All right. That's an 11.
11. Yeah, I mean, as far as you know, a lot of the people around seem to be fairly disinterested in you, except for the occasional working people that would ask you, "Hey, would you like to exchange services?"
Would you like to exchange currency for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. In that case, I'm just gonna be like kind of strictly looking for parts or somebody who looks like they might know where I can find this guy, Pink Eyes.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Would I need to roll like street smarts for that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll street smarts for me.
Okay. That is a solid 6, Pete.
A solid flat 6.
It's a 6. Yeah, I'm not doing too hot.
Yeah, you have no idea where to even start. Everything kind of looks more like a fun thing. You don't notice any like stand out augmentation or robot shops. You do happen to come across the fairly normal looking bar. It doesn't look like a strip club or anything. But for the most part, you can't seem to find out. Maybe like the lighting and just the huge crowd of people is just really distracting, and you're like hyper focused on everything around you.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to get robbed.
Yeah,
and,
you just can't quite focus enough on finding what you need, and it seems to be pretty well hidden, unfortunately.
Okay. In that case, what time is it? Are we getting a little late?
It's probably like 5.
5? Okay.
It's not like a very long strip of road.
Got it. Is there a bar like in this vicinity that I might be able to go into? Not
on the the strip that you're in right now, like in the district, just not.
Yeah, like somewhere in the district, somewhere in Little Kyoto, but not maybe right here.
Yeah, you can totally do that. Let me look up some bars. I know there should be a few good ones.
Bars are good for peddling information.
All right. So there is the Drunken Sailor. This is more of a club. The Dragon's Den, I don't know if you'd want to go there. There is a Lucky Tiger. But that's more of like a casino, like a pachinko casino / bar. There's the Natural 20. If you want to go to a noodle stand, there's a nice noodle stand named Pose.
I actually do want to go to Pose.
Okay.
That sounds great. That sounds great, Pete.
So it's literally just a stand out on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just like on the sign is just like a big fat looking panda, but the stomach is like a bowl of noodles and like dumplings. You walk up and there's just like a really fat Chinese man with he's totally shirtless, but he's got like a panda on his stomach, and he's like, "Hello, my friend. What can I help you with today?"
Can I have... I'd like to order your favorite thing on the menu.
He like his belly's moving when he's chuckling. By the way, he has augments to make him look like an actual panda. So he has like not normal ears; they look like actual bear ears.
As much as I don't like men, I can appreciate the craftsmanship of the augments.
Yeah. He's like, ho ho ho! Everything is good here, my dear. My favorite is the handcrafted egg noodles. Very, very hard to get these egg noodles, but they are just the best.
Then I'll take some of the egg noodles.
Coming right up.
And can I also get some ginseng tea with that too as well?
I love roast tea, I see. 1 second. And he literally just like turns around to like get ingredients, and then he like, it's kind of like a hibachi style, so there's like the counter with like 3 or 4 seating areas, and then the grill's like in front of you. So he just starts dumping stuff out, and he hands you the tea kettle and the tea glass or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I can't think of it, but he just lets you pour at your want.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that the storm let up. I was starting to get kind of tired of it."
No, me too. I thought I'd be stuck inside all day, you know?
Believe me, I wish I was stuck inside all day. I was out here in the rain for it all.
Oh, no, that doesn't sound too fun.
Oh, no, it wasn't. He's just like having a really good time just chatting with you basically about anything.
There's nobody here, right? I'm the only one at the stand.
Yeah, it's just you right now.
So do you get a lot of business around here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I get a lot of business primarily from people in the area. And then he just kind of talks for a while about just his time living here.
Yeah.
And then he eventually leads to saying, yeah, I don't normally get a whole lot of customers from out of this district. It's just kind of a bit too unique for them, I guess. And he just likes to talk a lot, basically.
Sure. I'll sit here and listen. Those are some really cool augments you have.
Oh, you like these? And his ear kind of twitches a little bit.
I do. I'm actually pretty good with augmenting myself. I like to augment. It's a passion of mine.
My passion is noodles.
I can see that.
And he's like, so, you say you like what I have. Do you have any particular augments that you like doing yourself?
I'm very skilled with prosthetics. I know someone who lost their arm, and they were very special to me, and I wanted to give back to them, so I learned how to augment, and I wanted to help people. But I'm unfortunately a little poor, so it's hard to come by parts, you know?
Yes, I understand. His face kind of gets a little less cheery when you're like, yeah, I had to help someone and I'm kind of low on money right now. He's like, I understand that. And he hands you your bowl of noodles and he's like, yeah, I came here from China several years ago, completely alone. I had to actually stow away on a cargo ship myself. All I had to eat was noodles and dumplings for months. That's why I love them, but ever since then, my well, I don't know if I should get into it right now. Enjoy the noodles.
Thank you.
Yes. And he does the little bow with his hands together.
Yeah, I'll eat the noodles. And I'm starting to think Poe's not such a bad guy, honestly.
Yeah.
For a man, he's pretty interesting. He's not such a bad dude.
Yeah, and for the most part, he doesn't really look like a normal male person. He looks more like a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty okay with Poe. Cool, I'm gonna eat the noodles. How are they?
They're really good. It's mostly soy sauce with a bit of probably fish broth of some sort.
Sweet.
So it's decent. He'd probably put an egg in it, a hard-boiled egg that he cut in half or something. Yeah. And then the tea is good.
It's tea.
Yeah. Tea.
This is really good. Thank you, Poe.
Yes. No problem. And by the way, it's on the house tonight.
I can't do that, Poe. That's... Here. How about I have a deal for you. If you really want to do a favor for me,
Okay.
I'll pay you for the food, and I'll ask for information instead. Do you know anywhere where I could pick up some parts? I have a job that I need to do, and it'd be a really big break for me, and it'd be awesome if I could have some help. I just need a place to get parts. You seem like you have augmentations, so I guess you've been around the block.
Yeah. This took me a while to fully get it done, but, Pinky's a pretty good person if you don't mind, kind of questionable things he might do to some people, but as long as you respect him and, you show him that you're here for business, he typically leaves people alone. He works out of one of the many bars there, but don't take that as it being a bar. It's primarily a shop. He's actually he's one of the leaders of the Pinky Eye. What is it called again? He's the Pinky's Eyes. Something like that. Some Pinkies, some Eyes. It's kind of dumb, but he basically helps a lot of these, the working people get jobs, make sure that they have a place to stay, make sure they aren't being mistreated by the clientele. I mean, have you been there? It's kind of a dangerous spot, so go there, be careful, hide any augments you got,
Mine is invisible right now. I've had a light jacket on all day, and I wear gloves, so
Yeah.
I don't like to keep it visible.
Did you tell him that, or you're
No.
just stating it? Okay.
No, I'm stating that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying you had gloves, so...
Yep, and
Yeah.
I didn't tell him about my augments, and I falsified my story
Yeah, I noticed that.
in slightly a sense,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to let people know, because I was warned to not let people know about it.
Yeah.
And even if I am starting to like Poe, I still don't trust men.
That's fair.
So.
Yeah. So, there's your information.
How much do I owe you for the bull?
Oh, jeez. You see, like, on the board it says, like, 20 credits. He's like... 7. And the tea is free.
Thank you, Poe. I appreciate that. I'll give him the 7. I'll give him 8 credits.
Okay. Tip him a credit.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, thank you so much. And please, if you do come back, I'll be glad to help.
Cool. I'm gonna start heading that way towards the shop before I waste too much time. I need to get this business done and get the heck out of here.
Yeah. So, you're still at the club. Is there anything else you want to do while you're here listening to reggae? And you don't have any smokes anymore, so you're probably starting to get the shakes a bit.
I'm starting to hallucinate and get the shakes.
Yeah. And you don't have any money for any alcohol. So, and you currently don't have any weapons anymore, so...
I'll leave the bar,
Alright.
and then I'll go head in for the night.
Head into...
The box.
your box for the night.
You got sugar cubes.
Yeah, you got sugar cubes to eat. Yeah, so when you leave through the gate,
I'll probably cook those sugar cubes and smoke it.
you're gonna smoke some sugar cubes. Okay. Yeah, there's probably hobo barrel fires everywhere. Yeah, when you leave, you hand in your AR headset, and then maybe... I'm trying to think. Yeah, so when you take off your headset, maybe you're blinded a bit because your eyes were adjusted to just the pitch black room, and now it's suddenly bright white, and you're just like, oh god, oh. But you get your weapons and everything. Where are you pitching your box at the night? Like outside the club door, or or you can just pick a random spot kind of by the street?
Kind of by the street near the building.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me. That is gonna be this one right there.
Yes, sir.
Let me know what you roll.
Aw, you gotta be fucking...
That's a 10. 0 is 10.
Oh.
Oh no. This is where he dies horribly.
Oh, no!
Yeah, so you're like getting your box all set up, and like you hear screaming from down the road, like screams of absolute terror, followed by a lot of gunshots and possibly explosions. If you want, you can make a perception check to see what's kind of going on.
Sure.
So that'll be a 20, and then you add your perception to it.
It's in the...
Probably in the box.
That's a D10. There you go.
6.
6. Yeah, you have no idea what's going on. All you can see is like flashes of light from like gunshots and people possibly exploding. You hear like a lot of secure drones, which are basically like police hover bots that are kind of shaped like a pill, just fly past. Trying to figure out how to do this, because you will definitely be killed very soon. So after a few minutes of this, you see like there are 4 humanoid-shaped beings that are kind of like stuttering and like almost kind of shambling around, but they're also just like firing machine guns in random directions. And you see like one of them is kind of like on all fours and is like leaping onto people like Wolverine style and just like shredding them up. This is like probably maybe 100 yards away from where you are.
Yeah, about a football field. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Do you want to leave or do you want to stay?
I don't want to stay there.
Try to leave.
Okay, which way you want to go? Just down the road the opposite direction?
Try it down doing it. Yeah.
Just the opposite direction. Okay. Make a stealth roll. Just want to see if you're able to sneak
20?
away.
Yep.
Yep.
That's not bad.
17.
17? Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, for the most part, you book it just down the street as fast as you can. The ones that are just kind of shooting in random directions are still for the most part shooting, but the one that was like clawing a person in half just kind of like looks up real quick, and when he does that, his like left eye kind of like flickers red Terminator style, and is like, that's kind of sus, and it just like full on like wolf sprints at you. We can do a contest of speed here, so go ahead and roll agility versus his agility, and we'll see who's faster.
Pretty good agility.
24.
24? Yeah, you are actually quite a bit faster than it. Maybe like you're just filled with adrenaline at this point. You probably left your box behind too, unfortunately, just out of your sheer panic. And you would have to, pack it back up. But yeah, you start getting some distance on it, but it still seems to be on your tail. Do you want to try to like duck into any buildings or anything and just hide?
I have a tase. Is it a robot?
You can't quite tell from your distance. It looks like a
I'm
humanoid.
gonna try to turn back and taser it.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just gonna like spin on your heel and like whip out your taser, basically. You can try to shoot it at any point. At right now, it's probably a solid 80 or 90 feet away. If you want, you can wait for it to get a little closer.
I'm gonna wait for it to get a little closer.
Alright, it's about 50 feet now.
Wait.
A little closer. Alright, 15 feet.
Wait.
Yeah? I'm gonna start rolling now, see how much closer now. Yeah, it's about 5 feet away from you now.
I'll shoot at it.
You're just like... until it's like right next to you, you're like, that was a good time. So go ahead and roll perception to hit. So you'll roll that and add your perception, and then if you can beat its agility, you will be good.
15.
He definitely dodges. So at this point, he's so close. You're like, and like a little kind of electrified looking bullet just kind of like streaks past it into the cement, and it's like right next to you, if not on you at this point. So it's gonna like leap up at your face. You can go ahead and either roll agility to try to dodge out of the way, or you can try to roll melee to like grapple it and potentially like counterattack.
What would I need to do for melee?
You just rolled a 20 and then add whatever your melee is.
It's the difference between melee and agility. Whichever one could potentially.
It's up to you. You can do either.
I'll do agility.
Agility? Okay. Okay. So, you like just start to jump out of the way, but when you do, his like claw just barely cuts you. Let's see where at. it is going to hit your... it's going to, like, cut your left rib cage, basically. And that's going to do... Here we go. So it's going to do 4 damage to your torso. So your torso is just your total HP. Alright. Now that that's over, it's still going on, believe me. You very well could still die. Let's jump back over to you.
Thanks.
So it's not quite as late. And I am heading from Pose to down to that bar that he suggested that I go check out.
So you walk into the bar, and like you said, it doesn't really look like a bar. It looks more like it kind of looks like a bar up front. Like there's a counter with like some half-filled or empty liquor bottles in the back, but for the most part it looks pretty empty. There's no one really sitting there drinking or anything. It looks kind of dusty, like it was very much a stage. You walk in and you just kind of there's like a computer screen that basically just says, "Welcome to the Pink Bar. What can I help you with?"
Am I speaking to it or am I typing it in?
It's like it's just text.
Okay. I'm looking for some connection joints for an augmentation.
Okay.
For an arm.
When you type that, it just has like the, you know when you're like sending a text to someone, it does like the 3 dots that are bouncing. It's kind of like that, but it's more digital, so it's like boop, boop.
Yep.
More like Pong.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like that, and then it eventually replies, "Please wait for Mr. Pinky."
Okay.
And you wait there for a little bit, and then this very skinny, fairly tall-looking man comes out. He's got bright pink nails that are probably like a solid 6 inches long, and he's got like really long pink hair, like all hot pink. He's got like a pink tank top that like hardly is covering anything at this point. And he's got like tattoos on his chest and arms, and he comes out and goes, "What can I help you with, darling?"
Hi, my name is Nam. Nampeo, you can call me Nam. I am looking for some connection joints for a prosthetic that will be attached to an arm.
Yeah.
Or not for a prosthetic, for a... Yeah, I guess I would say prosthetic, probably.
Yeah, he kind of like puts his hand on his chin for a second. Well, his hand, it's more like his really long nails. He's just like, let's see. I think I might have something kind of probably... I don't see them very often. They're probably cost... do you have 300,000?
That's a in-person live reaction right there.
Okay, so for people at home, he just like stared and then like looked down with a very, very sad expression.
No, I don't have that much, unfortunately.
And he's like, I see. I wish I could help you. I really, really do, but I do have a business that I'm also trying to run here, darling. I hope you understand. I know of someone who would be getting a shipment in quite soon, as a matter of fact, potentially in the next few days. If you don't mind hopping a train, as they say. There's a cybertech convoy that is entering the town. You're welcome to try to get in there. As you know, the city does have border patrols, so you could potentially hang out there and wait, or, like I said, train hop like they did back in the cowboy days. I don't know. I don't watch Western movies, but that is an option. I'm sure there'd be other valuables in it as well. And that is a good option. Very solid choice.
I see. Thank you for your time, Pinky. Or what's his name?
Pink Eyes.
Thank you for your time, Pink Eyes. I guess I'll be going then.
Thank you, darling, and please stop on me anytime you need help. And then he like waves goodbye, and then he like walks back to the back room. And when you're walking in, you see two female prostitutes. You can assume carrying like a trash bag behind, kind of like dragging a trash bag behind them, and then they walk into the back room. So what's up now?
I am going to head back home because it is starting to get late, and
sure.
I don't want to be I don't want to be across town in an area I don't know at night.
Definitely.
So
I feel that. Yeah,
I'm gonna head home.
Yeah. So you go ahead and head home. Let's jump back over to Mjolnir, who is currently engaged in single-hand combat with a cyborg monster.
Hell yeah.
It's your turn. You have 2 actions that you can do. You can fight back. You can do pretty much anything you could feasibly do. Right now, this thing is like right next to you.
I have a handgun. I'm gonna try to shoot it.
All right, go and roll perception to see if you hit it. That's the D20. What'd you get?
Hey, this game.
What did you roll? Oh, yeah, you missed that shot, unfortunately. But you have 1 more action. You can do whatever you want with. You can shoot it again.
I only have 4.
It was almost a 19 that he rolled. It like landed on it and then it tipped back, and I was like,
only
no.
only have 11 rounds.
Well, remember, it's clip based, so as soon as that runs out, you can slap a new clip in. Unless you don't have any. But
I'll try and light it on fire.
you're gonna try to light it on fire.
Yeah.
With your lighter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for melee.
Melee?
Yeah.
Another 20?
Yep. And then add your melee to it.
5.
5? Yeah, so maybe you like start the lighter and you like kind of lunge forward to try to burn it, but it like somehow manages to jump kind of over top of you and like is currently standing right behind you now. It's gonna try to like stab you in the back with its Wolverine claws now. So you can. I don't know. Would you feasibly think that he could try to block from an attack from behind and like try to counterattack, or would that be more of a
it'd be
dodge?
more of a roll out of the way, or
So
if it's behind
roll
you.
agility to try to dodge this.
You're good at agility, so I mean
16.
16. Yeah. So you like, again, you kind of like roll or something, but it manages to just graze like your back. So that's gonna be another. Wow, 1 damage. You got lucky there. Do you have any like armor or anything?
No.
Okay. And then it's going to. So now you're kind of. You're in front of it. So if you wanted to counterattack with melee, you could. But it's gonna try to slash at you 1 more time.
I'm gonna try to shoot it again.
You're gonna shoot it?
Yeah.
Okay, but. Alright.
So that gonna work?
Still roll melee. And then if you do hit the melee, we'll say like you grabbed it and shoved like the gun up its neck or something and fired off around.
It's a natural 1.
A natural 1. Okay. So this game has special rules. If you roll a natural 20, something amazing happens and works really well in your favor. If you roll a natural 1, something astronomically goes wrong. You also trip. That's a house rule, though. So you currently are fallen prone, and let's say that you accidentally fire off your gun. I'm gonna say I'm gonna roll a 6-sided dice, and if it's even, you accidentally shoot yourself. If it's odd, you just shoot the ground or something.
So yeah, you want to throw that out on the table?
Yeah. Alright. I said odd, right? He missed the...
Yes.
It fires into the ground. So you're fine. You just basically waste a bullet. But now, it's your turn. So you can actually attack or do whatever.
But you are prone.
Yeah, you are on the ground currently.
What can I do?
You can do essentially whatever you think you could do. You could keep attacking, you could stand up.
Oh.
Want to try to light it on fire again?
I was going to say, you're trying to kill it, or get away, or do something.
Yeah,
I'll
you could
try
try to run.
and play dead.
Do what?
Play dead.
Play dead? Okay, roll...
Charisma?
I'd say you could roll charisma or stealth, maybe.
No, 20.
Yeah,
I'll go for charisma.
you're doing charisma? Okay.
Yeah.
17.
17. Yeah, so you just like go limp when he like throws you on the ground, and basically it just kind of like looks down at you, and maybe it'll like poke you with one of its claws, like not enough to cut you or anything, just kind of like it's like pawing at you almost with it, and then it's like, oh, and then it turns around and kind of like saunters back like down the road. You somehow managed to trick it into thinking you were dead. Good on you. You do a great job.
What if I didn't die?
Alright, so you're probably gonna have to sit there for a little while it, you know, walks away, but do you have any plans for after, now that it's gone?
Try to find my box.
Try to find your box. Okay, yeah. So you walk back to kind of where you were before, and when you do, there's like police on that have essentially blocked off the entire street. There are normal police officers that are kind of like taking photos, and then there's also like really tall, heavily armored police officers that are wearing like full white body armor with a white helmet and a pure black visor. Like you can't see anything on him. As soon as you approach the roadblock, one of the officers just says like, "You can't be here, citizen. This is a quarantine zone." And when you like look past, there's like at least several dozen bodies, just like all torn to pieces, just scattered all over the ground. You also see like 3 of those cybernetic monsters that appear to be disabled or dead as well. So you can't unfortunately get to your box as it's barricaded, but
You're having a rough time of it.
yeah. If you want to try to sleep behind a dumpster, you're more than welcome.
I'll go back to the bar,
The Valhalla.
bar, and
Okay.
then sit there.
Okay, yeah.
And
You walk back in. Instead of the lady that was working back there before, it's the white-haired lady at the bar, and it's a lot more packed this time because it's easily 6 or 7 at night. So, yeah, you're hanging out there. Back over to you, Nampayo. So, you make it back to your garage. One of the things you notice, though, the garage door is wide open, which I don't know how late she would normally stay open. Do you think?
How late is it?
It's like 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
It's fairly unusual.
Okay. Yeah, the door is wide open, and there's, the lights are still on inside, but the door's open.
Okay, I guess I will approach and kind of like look inside,
Yeah.
but
When you look inside, there's, so does she have, like, those car lifts?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
one.
There's one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's, like, a car that's currently suspended still. Maybe there's, like, random bits of parts and tools that are scattered out there. But, you also notice that, like, there's shell casings on the ground, as well as, like, it looks like some of, like, her tool chests and stuff were possibly knocked over, too.
I am going to rush in and look around for her.
Okay. You can't seem to find her anywhere.
Well, this has been a rough day. I guess I'll investigate the area
Okay.
and see if I can find any clues that might help me
Yeah.
determine who might have been here, what they might have used, or maybe where they went.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll perception.
Sure.
Is it rain outside?
What?
Is it rain outside?
I don't think so.
Is it thundering? I hear thunder.
9.
Just flat 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you notice that there's obviously shell casings. The shop area is kind of a mess. It doesn't look like they really went into, like, your living space. But you do notice that a few, like, random augmenting tools that you might have are missing. They're not, like, significant that would hinder your job. They're just, like, screws and stuff that you might use. There's also little bits of blood kind of here and there.
I see. Yeah, I keep my tools with me for the most part. So that's not a big deal. I'm not super concerned about bolts.
But it doesn't look like they've taken anything else besides those random tools, like augment tools that you might have had.
Is there a doctor or some sort of medical person that I know she would go to if she got injured?
Yeah. So there's a few different, like, underground doctors that people go to. One of which I don't think operates in the area that you're by. But if you head over to Southvale, there is a doctor that she goes to once in a while. He goes by the name Dr. Jacket. He literally just operates out of, like, a apartment room kind of style.
Alright, I'll lock up the garage and head that way.
Alright. It's not very far, like I said, it's right next door. So you head there. You're greeted by a blonde, she's got kind of messier hair, like a messy ponytail. She's like, oh, hi, hey, welcome to Dr. Jackets. You okay? Feeling alright?
Has a woman by the name of Emily stopped by here? I know she stops by every once in a while, but has she come by like today, maybe a little while ago?
She pulls out like like a data pad looking thing, and she kind of like types on it a bit, and she's like, last visit that she had was 4 or 5 weeks ago.
You see. Thank you for your time. All right, I'm gonna leave.
All right.
It's getting dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably starting to get kind of dark at this point.
Not much I can do if I die too. I'm gonna go home.
You know?
I'll get up bright and early. I'll make sure that I set an alarm so that I get up like early.
Yeah.
So that I can go out and search. But this is fun.
Yeah. Both of you seem to be having a hard go right now. So it is going to be Monday. Do you do anything before bed? Do you like just basically lay awake in bed until you fall asleep, or do you do anything particular like?
When I get back, I'm gonna clean the place up a little bit, and then I'll probably just lay there for most of the night. It's gonna be kind of a restless night.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I'm an insomniac anyway. I don't have anything to help me get to sleep, so that double adds on to that. But I haven't taken any damage or anything like that, so.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine, yeah. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and so we can, like, do refreshments and whatnot, and
Sure.
then we can come back. Cool?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so, Mjolnir, where are you sleeping? Are you just gonna chill at the bar all night, basically?
Yes.
Okay. They usually get people that sleep here, so they don't bat an eye very much. They just kind of like lock up the, they just like pull shutters across the bar area so they can't sneak back there or anything, so you're currently locked in, essentially, but yeah. In the morning, though, you wake up at your alarm. You wake up to a TV broadcast. Basically, it's like a news anchor. She looks super fake, like, you know. It almost looks like she's wearing a plastic wig. Like, that's the level of augmenting that she's had done. She looks very plastic. But she's like, last night at around 4 or 5 o'clock, a breakout of cybernetic humans with a augment virus broke out of a Ziegler lab facility and murdered several people, causing super police to respond to the threat. The names of the people that have been lost will not be given out at this time. Our severe condolences go out to those families. In other news, reports of kidnappings throughout the city have been on the rise, with various people, any sightings that they've seen of people breaking and entering are typically wearing some sort of pink outfit in any way, shape, or form. And then it cuts to a interview with someone, and the person's like, yeah, I was just laying here drinking a beer, and all of a sudden these people break in, and I hear my wife Debortha in the other room just start shouting, and you know, I'm a red-blooded gun-toting American, so I like to, you know, brandish my Second Amendment right, and I cock my shotgun. I'm like, not today, no. And I just, you know, I walk in there and I see them. They got knife to her throat. I'm like, not today, and I just like blap them in the face, and they're dead like that. Now I sure hate for that to happen to anyone else, but like, good. And he just kind of rumbles on for a while, and then it cuts back, and she's like, if you have any any sightings, please report it to the authorities. And then it just goes on. And now for the weather, which is currently it will be a fairly nice 65 degrees out. Just nice, maybe a light jacket. Breeze through the northeast, but should be pretty good. And then, yeah, that's what you wake up to. What would you like to do this early in the morning?
Well, I'm gonna get ready,
Okay.
and I'm going to head out and lock up the shop. My first is there other people that live around us, or do we live kind of secluded in a?
I would say probably a few people would actually live in their like garages and warehouses for the most part, though. A lot of them are strictly what you think. They're just places where boxes and stuff are stored, but there are a few people that, like you, live and operate out of these places, but not a whole lot.
I'm gonna go find the nearest one, the closest one to me, and
Yeah.
ask some knock on the door and be prepared to ask some questions.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and I'm going to use one of my other new tables that I added.
Ooh,
Don't worry, this one isn't nearly as bad. No.
isn't nearly as bad.
No. Could be nice, actually. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so you open the door and you see this woman that comes out, and she's got she's wearing like leather jeans basically, and she also has like a crop top sort of leather jacket with like spikes on the shoulder and like kind of runs down her elbow and stuff, and she's like shaved head, spiked mohawk, the whole work. She opens the door and she's like chewing on a piece of gum and just says, she's like, can I help you?
Yeah, I live just down the street. My name is Nampeo. I live with Emily. I was just wondering if you saw any people come by the shop mid-afternoon yesterday, like down in this area. Were there some shady people walking around here?
She thinks for a second and she's like, you know, I did have to take my cab out, you know. I was out making runs kind of in the neighborhood, and I didn't see anything outside your door, but I mean, I saw like a group of people walking down the street a ways, but they weren't close to your shop. I mean, there's a lot of people out, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Sometime in the afternoon, after the rain had let up, I left for a while, and I got back. Window would have been about 4:30 in the afternoon till about, I don't know, 7 at night. I was gone, and in that time, she went missing. So I'm just trying to do whatever I can.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about that. You know, if you need a ride or anything around town, I can give you one free of charge. I mean, I'll even let you sit in the passenger seat. I mean, I'm not faring you, so there's no reason for you to be in the back, but just let me know. And then she like hands you a little card, and it has her name on it. Her name is Kleperup.
Oh, you're gonna have to spell that one for me?
Alright. CLEPERUP. P-R-U-P.
Thank you. Yeah, could I get a ride to the nearest like police station? And that's it. That's all I would need. That would be great.
Yeah, no problem. And then she like opens up the garage the rest of the way, and when you peer in, it kind of looks like your garage, except for it primarily just has the taxi that sits there. And she like gets in the car and starts it up and everything, and there's not really any police stations per se. If anything, there's like little security outposts here and there, but for the most part, the big security or police station is at CSEC. It's like at the heart of the city.
Okay.
Is that kind of where you're wanting to go?
Sure.
Maybe?
Yeah. I would like to head towards wherever the authorities might be.
Okay.
And if that's where they are, then I'll head there.
Yeah. So it'll probably take you roughly 30 minutes to get there. So let's hop back over to Mjolnir. You are waking up in the bar. At this point, the bartender, the same lady, the black-haired one, is like, "All right, you guys gotta leave now. Can't keep you around for a full 24 hours unless you pay." And she like specifically glares at Mjolnir at this point, knowing fully that he did not pay. So, where would you like to go?
I'm gonna ask out that bartender on a date later that night.
Oh, later, like Monday night? Okay. So, what do you want to say to her? How do you approach her?
I don't know. I'm good with girls in real life. Come on now.
Okay. Well,
Say what you say.
say what you think you would say to her. Just like, shoot your shot, man.
See what happens. Yeah.
I know. I would say I know I gave you a cigarette, but would you want to go out with me later tonight?
Okay. Roll charisma for me. This is just as hard as asking real people out. Maybe. Maybe not.
I have trouble in real life.
I don't know. I'm talking to you, Pete. It's a little different.
I got 16, so 30.
30?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait.
What's your charisma score?
Yeah, what's your charisma?
14.
14?
How'd you get a 14?
How do you have 14? Okay.
I must have did something wrong, maybe. Oh yeah, I was at 4. Wait. I was at -1.
Okay,
Before.
you keep that -1.
I was at
You don't
-1.
increase that. So, let's go back. What did you actually get this time?
15.
15 at plus that minus, or I
Yep.
guess minus that 1. Yeah, she is going to think about it for a second and says, "Where at? What do you have in mind?"
I know this really. We could go and do the AR headset thing.
Oh. Yeah, the... What is it? I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, she goes, "You know, I haven't really been there. It might be fun." So, yeah, what time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I get off at 4. I'll see you then. And then she looks at you and just says like, "Bring some more cigarettes." And then she like puffs the smoke in your face. Okay, you successfully asked for a date.
I wish it was real life.
You also never asked her name. So
Man of many mysteries.
kind of awkward. But yeah. Anything else you'd like to do? Remember, you still have a job that will get you money.
Well, I'm gonna go do that job.
Okay. Are there any places you want to try to check and see?
Let's go a little. Let's go to Anonymous Point.
Okay.
Animus Point.
Anonymous Point. So, you head up there, and one of the things you notice that when you get there is this giant, what looks like a giant concrete and metal wall with like electrified barbed wire at the top. Like it kind of looks like a medieval castle, almost. When you get there, you also see there are armed police officers, several of which are the super cops with like the full suit of armor and stuff. This is basically a max security prison. Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's what that is. Let's jump back over to you. So you make it to the CSEC building, which is actually like a connection to the First Credit Bank. So that's kind of what that is. So it's like two skinny buildings that are connected by like kind of like those floating walkways that are like separated out from each floor.
Yeah.
But on your end, it kind of looks like a normal, like probably 1970s style, like cop office. So, like generic blue, like several police officers have the mustache and like, what are those aviator sunglasses on, even though they're inside. And they're just like, they're wearing like the really tight shorts too. They're like, hey, can we do for you?
Yesterday from about 4:30 p.m. to about 7 p.m. sometime in that time window down in the warehouse district where we live, my friend, her name is Emily, she got kidnapped.
Oh, okay. And then he like, when you say that, he like jumps up real quick and then he starts typing on the computer.
And I don't know what to do, and I thought this might be the best place to come.
And so he's like typing away, and then the cop that's like sitting next to him is just like sipping coffee and eating a donut. He looks really bored. And the cop that's typing just says, we've had a lot of reports of similar activity around the city. Do you have any sort of identifying features of this woman?
Yeah, she's, have I described her before?
I don't think you have, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I imagine her as, okay, yeah, I'll just do it here. Alright. She is, she's a blonde, Caucasian, 5'9"-ish. She likes to wear a lot of overalls, and usually you'll find her with grease on her hands because she works on cars and is kind of a mechanic. Always keeps her hair up in a bun, and it's usually covered with a hat, but she is blonde. Other than that, she's fairly slim, and yeah.
Alright. Okay. Fairly slim. That's your name. He's just like elbows a guy with drinking the coffee, and he just rolled his eyes. But we got it in for you. If we hear anything from it, we'll give you a call. Just leave your number here, and you like grab a sticky note as you write your number on it if you want.
I will.
Okay. Says we'll give you a call if we get any leads or find her. Again, sorry for your loss. We'll find her soon. Yada yada. Take care.
There's a lot of day left, isn't there, Pete?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna head back towards Little Kyoto.
All right.
And I'm going to pose.
Okay.
Because he was the only person, conveniently, that I told that he was the only person that I both told that I was in the market for prosthetics, which is very relevant in that area, and that I had a friend.
Yeah.
That I had worked on.
Yeah. So, did you tell Kleprup to like wait for you?
No, I told her to go.
So you're just gonna walk now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's probably like 11 o'clock in the morning when you get there.
Sure.
Yeah, you walk up to Poe. He's like starting to set up shop, like get ready for the lunch rush. But for the most part, he looks like he's busy when you approach him, so he doesn't notice you.
I'm going to grab one of my grenades, and I'm going to keep it in my hand but stick it in my pocket.
Like your coat pocket or something?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll approach the stand.
Yeah. Do you like say anything, or are you just standing waiting basically?
I sit down, and like I'm close enough that he probably hears me.
Yeah, he probably heard the creak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of in fact, you see like his ear twitch real quick, and then he like kind of stands up and cracks his back and turns around. Oh, friend! Glad to see you again. I open here in about an hour. What can I help you with?
Well, this is tough. This is tough, Poe.
Oh.
I went back home yesterday after realizing that I am, unfortunately, very broke when it comes to the needs of parts and things like that.
Yes.
And my friend that I cared a lot about was gone. And frankly, Poe, you're the only person that I mentioned that to, and I really don't want to believe that you had anything to do with it. But if you know something, I would like to know.
Yeah, when you said that she went missing, his like normal happy, like go lucky demeanor just like gray clouds, like he looks visibly upset now. He's like, oh, I am so sorry, my friend. My wife, she was taken similarly, in a similar fashion. I was coming home one day from, tending the shop, and nothing, she wasn't there. She worked with augments as well, as you say that you do, and she did up parts of what you see right here, but yeah, I haven't seen her since.
I see. Thank you, Poe. I'm glad it wasn't you.
Yeah, when you like started talking about this, he like reached underneath the counter and like pulled out a bottle of sake. And he's like, "You want any?"
I would love that right now.
Okay, he hands you a glass and pours some. And he's like, he has a glass too, and he sips it, and he like starts talking some more about like his wife and whatnot. And this happened like a couple months ago, actually. And basically, what he is describing is kind of similar to how you came to your shop. For the most part, everything was totally fine except for some augmentation tools.
I see.
And of course, his wife was missing. But they didn't have a gun, so there were no shells or anything. But yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, friend.
And you have no leads towards your missing wife, do you?
I have no idea. I've went to CSEC, and unfortunately they have a lot on their mind, to be honest. Did you hear about that crazy attack that happened the other day?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I hear some robots or something broke out of the Ziegler Tower, and they're walking around East Prem, just tearing everyone open. It's just a scary time to be here, but I was home when that happened, thankfully. But yeah, be careful out there.
Well, it's a good thing I don't live on this side of town, I guess.
Yeah.
But thank you, Bo. Good luck with the rush hour. Sorry for bringing up bad memories.
Don't worry. It happens when you become friends with people. And he finishes up his sake glass and like puts it away. Alright, Molly here. What do you do during the day? You asked this lady out. You said you might look to see if you can find some parts.
I go to cyber tech on foot.
Okay. Yeah, you walk there and it's like this massive tower. And when you walk in, you see it's like a fairly clean looking, what is it called? The lobby. There's like a big blue carpet leading right up to the counter, and behind it there are 3 like secretary robots that you can talk to. It looks like there's a few people that are just waiting, sitting down. Some of them have suits, some of them don't. Would you like to approach?
I would like to
secretaries?
approach one of the robots and ask, saying, I am doing this job
Okay.
for the CEO.
Okay.
And I am looking for these parts for is it an arm?
Yeah, it's basically an arm. Yeah.
I'm looking for parts for this arm. Would
Okay.
you help me out?
So the robot will click and buzz for a bit. You know how like a old hard drive, that clicking sound. It does that for a little bit, and then it says, "We could set you up with a meeting with Dr. James to discuss this longer, if you wish.
Yes.
He is currently busy until 1:20 p.m. Would you like to wait for him in the lobby?"
Yes.
It's probably like an hour wait. "Please, refresh yourself with some coffee or cookies." And then, yeah, basically there's like a coffee machine with like those, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. They're like German waffle cookie things with like caramel in the center.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you can do whatever. Time passes. You're meted by this guy who's he's wearing like a black t-shirt, but he's got like a loose fitted open white like doctor coat, and he's got black hair. It's kind of disheveled a little bit, and then he's got like a black goatee that he kind of shaves slightly. He reaches out his hand, and his right hand is kind of like a red with like golden detailing. He's like, "I'm Dr. James. You wanted to speak with me?"
Yes, I am looking for some parts for this arm.
Okay.
I'm looking for a job.
Yeah. Follow me to my office real quick, and we'll see what we can find for you. So he leads you down the hallway and opens up his office. Inside, he's got like a bunch of hot rod pictures like all over the place, and he's even got like a little golden robot statue that looks kind of like his arm. So it's like red with gold here and there. And he sits down at his desk and says, "So, we are actually special developers of this, and we are receiving parts here on Friday. Fortunately, they won't be here until then. You're welcome to wait or leave a phone number, and I can let you know when they come in. Is that okay with you? Do you need them now, or would you rather wait?"
I'll wait.
Alright, yeah. Like I said, come in Friday. We normally unload our shipments at 3 in the afternoon, so and we typically close at 5, so if you want to come in Saturday morning, you'll speak to the secretary bots and they'll set you up. But as of right now, those parts will run you about, let's see here, I'm not a typical salesperson, so this is just a rough estimate, but it's gonna cost you about...
Ready for it to be way higher than you think it is?
let's see, 1,200 plus...
More than I'm getting for the job.
3, so, and then he's like, pulls out a calculator. It's gonna cost you 1,330 credits. Smiles.
Oh yeah, 4 credits.
When you say, do you actually say you only have 4 credits?
Yeah.
You say that in front of him, but he just kind of like smiles and stares at you. He like coughs. You know how in like anime they exhale with like that little white bubble thing? That basically is what happens. And he's just like, "I hope your payday's this Friday." And yeah, that's it. He's like, "Do you need help finding your way out, or is there any other questions that you have?" You're just like, "I have 4
I'm gonna head out.
Okay, yeah, you leave. Let's go back to you. Where did you say you were going now?
I'm going to the bar shop. I'm gonna go.
The bar shop?
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Pink Eyes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm in Little Kyoto. I might as well make my rounds.
yeah, for sure.
I'm here to bargain. Pretty confident it was this guy.
Yeah, you head on in there. And you see that same terminal again.
This time I'm gonna ask to speak to Pink Eyes.
Through the computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it says, "1 moment, please." And then Pink Eyes steps out and says, "Oh, darling, you're back. Did you reconsider my offer?"
No, I'm not really here for augmentation. I have a question. There's a lot of people going missing recently, and
Oh, yes.
and I had somebody go missing. My friend Emily. She's a blonde woman, about 5'9". And I want to know. I guess I know information's not free, but if you know anything, I'd be willing to work out some kind of deal. She means the world to me, and I want her back.
Baby, come back.
She sounds like a wonderful lady. I have no idea. I've heard of these kidnappings as well, yes. And I'm very, very sorry for your loss.
If he doesn't have any information, he doesn't have any information. I mean, it's just what it is.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Sure. Sure can do, Chief. That's a 21.
21, yeah.
Yep.
So you notice his eyes aren't looking at you anymore. They're kind of like looking down and like kind of up to the top corner. He's like, he might be sweating just a little bit. He still has his like kind of calm posture and demeanor and everything, but he clearly knows something.
Look, I'm not here to make demands. I don't think I could make demands. I just want her back, and I'd be willing to barter. Yeah.
Yeah, when you say you're willing to barter, he seems to be interested. I'm listening.
What do you need?
Well, I could use a lot of things, to be honest. But, honestly, I'm in need of a new vehicle. Perhaps a Hyperdyne Max Haul. In this case, it's the box van model. You know that there are several different versions, like, you know, typical actual box, like almost semi-truck style, and then there's like normal white van sort of thing that's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
He's talking about the small one.
Mm.
I need to carry lots of different cybernetic parts. Bothersome to do it by hand. He lifts up his like so thin arm, it looks, you can see the bone. He's like, let's be honest, these feeble hands and fingers are only good for tinkering inside, not carrying around such heavy luggage. If we could compromise and find such a vehicle, perhaps I might know what happened to this Emily.
Yeah, nothing in the world's free. Alright. Well, I'll see what I can do. Can you at least assure me that she's safe for now?
Oh, presume it. She's not here. That she is for the most part.
Okay. Well, now I'm on the hunt for a van.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that, why don't we actually just call it for the night? We only have like 7 or 8 minutes left.